In a world that seems to be spinning faster by the day, where notifications never stop buzzing and deadlines keep piling up, I want you to take a moment. Just one moment. Feel your breath. Notice your surroundings. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to share something transformative with you. 7 ancient secrets that have helped people manage stress for over 2,000 years. Now, before you scroll away thinking this is just another self-help video, let me tell you something important. What I'm about to share isn't some modern quick fix or trendy meditation app. These are time-tested wisdom from some of history's greatest minds, the Stoic philosophers. These were people who faced wars, exile, slavery, and immense political pressure, yet maintained their inner peace and mental clarity. You might be wondering, what could these ancient philosophers possibly know about my modern stress? Well, as Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of Rome, once said, people look for retreats for themselves, in the country, by the coast, or in the hills. But this is altogether unhelpful, since it is possible to retreat into yourself anytime you want. Imagine having that power, the ability to find peace regardless of what's happening around you. The principles I'm about to share have helped everyone from Roman emperors to modern CEOs, from prisoners of war to everyday people dealing with life's challenges. And here's what makes them different. They don't require you to change your external circumstances. You don't need to quit your job, move to a monastery, or buy any expensive equipment. All you need is your mind and the willingness to learn. In this video, we'll explore 7 ancient secrets that will fundamentally change how you deal with stress. We'll look at practical techniques that you can start using today, backed by both ancient wisdom and modern science. And trust me, by the time we reach secret number 7, you'll have a complete toolkit for managing stress in ways you never thought possible. The first secret comes from Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential philosophers in Rome. He taught that the root of our stress lies not in events themselves, but in our judgments about these events. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, he said. This isn't just philosophical theory. It's a practical approach to stress management that's been validated by modern cognitive behavioral therapy. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. Most people would feel their stress levels rising, grip tightening on the steering wheel, blood pressure increasing. But what if I told you that this stress isn't caused by the traffic itself, but by your judgment that traffic is bad or that it's ruining your day? The Stoics taught that by changing these judgments, we can change our entire experience of stressful situations. Here's a simple exercise you can try right now. Think of something that's currently stressing you out. Now, instead of focusing on how frustrating or overwhelming it is, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it isn't, the Stoics would say you're wasting energy by stressing about it. If it is within your control, then your energy would be better spent taking action rather than worrying. The second secret builds on this foundation, but takes it even further. It comes from Seneca, a philosopher who faced exile, political persecution, and eventually a death sentence, yet maintained his composure throughout. He taught that we should distinguish between what cannot be helped and what can. This might sound simple, but it's revolutionary when applied consistently. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." Think about how much of your daily stress comes from worrying about things that haven't happened yet, or might never happen. The ancient secret here is to divide everything that causes you stress into 2 categories: things you can control and things you can't. But here's where it gets really interesting, and why you'll want to stick around for the rest of this video. The Stoics didn't just tell us to categorize our stressors, they provided specific techniques for handling each category. And in the next part of our discussion, I'll share exactly how to apply this principle to modern situations, from work deadlines to relationship challenges. I'm also going to reveal a counterintuitive technique that the Stoics used to actually reduce stress by intentionally exposing themselves to discomfort. It sounds crazy, but there's fascinating science behind why this works, and I'll show you how to use it in your own life. The third secret revolves around a practice that Marcus Aurelius used every morning to maintain his sanity while running the Roman Empire. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." Now this might sound negative, but there's profound wisdom here that completely transforms how we handle daily stressors. This morning practice wasn't about being pessimistic, it was about preparing your mind for challenges before they arise. Think of it like mental vaccination. By anticipating potential stressors, you're less likely to be thrown off balance when they actually occur. But here's the crucial part that most people miss. This practice isn't about expecting the worst. It's about maintaining your equilibrium regardless of what happens. Let me show you how to adapt this for modern life. Instead of waking up and immediately checking your emails or social media, take 2 minutes to remind yourself. Today I might face difficult clients, unexpected problems, or frustrating situations. But these are normal parts of life, and my peace of mind doesn't depend on everything going smoothly. This leads us perfectly into our fourth secret, which comes from one of Seneca's most powerful insights. He said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This secret is about the art of negative visualization, or what the Stoics called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't thinking about negative things just going to make us more stressed? But here's the fascinating paradox. By intentionally contemplating what could go wrong, we actually reduce our anxiety about these possibilities. It's like building emotional antibodies. Let me give you a practical example. Say you're worried about an upcoming presentation at work. The modern instinct is to push away thoughts of failure and just think positive. But the Stoic approach would be to actually spend time imagining what would happen if things went wrong. What's the worst that could realistically happen? You might stumble over your words, forget some points, or receive criticism. By facing these possibilities head-on, you realize 2 things. First, that you could handle even the worst-case scenario, and second, that most of your fears are overblown. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Today I escaped from anxiety," or no, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. The fifth secret is perhaps the most powerful, yet often overlooked. It's about what the Stoics called the view from above, the practice of zooming out and seeing your current situation from a broader perspective. Imagine you could float up above your life and look down at your current problems from a great height. How significant would they seem from that vantage point? Marcus Aurelius practiced this regularly, writing, "Think of the whole universe of matter and how small your share of it is. Think of the whole of time, of which the brief and momentary span has been allotted to you. Think of destiny and how puny your part in it is." This isn't about minimizing your problems. It's about putting them in proper perspective. When you're stuck in traffic, zoom out and imagine the city from above, thousands of cars all moving like tiny ants. When you're stressed about a mistake at work, zoom out and consider how many mistakes are made and corrected every day around the world. But here's where it gets really practical, and why you'll want to stay tuned for the final 2 secrets. The Stoics developed specific exercises for achieving this perspective shift instantly, even in the midst of stressful situations. These techniques don't require meditation or retreating from the world. They can be applied right in the middle of your busiest day. The 6th secret builds on this foundation, but takes it in a surprising direction. It's about what Epictetus called the good use of appearances, the ability to transform seemingly negative situations into opportunities for growth. He taught that every situation that appears to be stressful can actually be an opportunity to practice virtue and strengthen our character. Think about this. What if every stressful situation was actually a gift, a chance to practice patience, resilience, or wisdom? Imagine viewing a difficult colleague not as a source of stress, but as a trainer helping you develop better communication skills. Consider seeing a traffic jam not as a waste of time, but as an opportunity to practice acceptance and present moment awareness. This isn't just positive thinking. It's a fundamental shift in how we view challenges. As Epictetus said, "Don't seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and all will be well with you." Let me share a personal example of how this transformed my own relationship with stress. Here's where I would typically share a relatable story about applying this principle in a modern context, but I'll continue with the final secret in the next part, which brings all of these techniques together into a powerful daily practice. What's particularly powerful about this 6th secret is how it builds on all the previous ones we've discussed. It takes the initial distinction between what we can and cannot control, combines it with our morning preparation, adds the perspective of negative visualization, and wraps it all in the broader view from above. But it's the 7th secret that truly brings everything together in a way that you can use immediately. And that brings us to our 7th and final secret, what I consider the master key that unlocks all the others. This secret comes from Marcus Aurelius's most private writings, where he revealed, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." The seventh secret is about creating what the Stoics called an inner citadel, a fortress of mental calm that no external circumstance can breach. But here's what makes this different from everything else you might have heard about stress management. It's not about blocking out the world or escaping from reality. Instead, it's about developing an internal strength that allows you to engage fully with life while maintaining your peace of mind. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in the ocean. When you're on the surface, every wave tosses you around. But if you dive just a little deeper, you can still see the waves above, but they no longer throw you off balance. This is what the inner citadel does. It allows you to remain aware of life's challenges without being devastated by them. Here's how to build your own inner citadel, bringing together all the secrets we've discussed. First, start each morning with the third secret, preparing your mind for the day's challenges. But add this crucial element. Remind yourself of your inner citadel. As Epictetus said, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. Then, throughout the day, practice the first and second secrets, distinguishing between what you can and cannot control. But here's the advanced technique. When you identify something outside your control, don't just dismiss it. Instead, ask yourself, what aspect of this situation is within my control? There's always something, even if it's just your response. When stress begins to mount, employ the fourth secret of negative visualization, but with this powerful addition. After imagining the worst-case scenario, immediately focus on your available resources for handling it. As Seneca advised, we should have our affairs under control, but not be consumed by them. Use the fifth secret, the view from above, whenever you feel overwhelmed. But here's the advanced application. Don't just imagine viewing your problems from a distance. Actually name 3 things that remain constant and reliable in your life, regardless of your current stress. This grounds you in what's truly important. Apply the sixth secret by actively looking for the opportunity in every challenge. But take it further. Keep a daily log of how each stressful situation has helped you grow stronger. Marcus Aurelius did this in his Meditations, writing, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Now here's where the seventh secret brings it all together. Create a daily practice of strengthening your inner citadel. Spend just 5 minutes each evening reviewing how you applied these principles throughout the day. What worked? What could you improve? This reflection itself becomes a source of strength. But there's something even more powerful about this seventh secret that I haven't mentioned yet. The Stoics discovered that the more you practice building your inner citadel, the more automatic it becomes. Eventually, your response to stress transforms from a conscious effort into a natural reflection of your character. Let me share something personal here. When I first discovered these ancient secrets, I was skeptical. How could principles from 2,000 years ago help with modern stress? But as I began applying them, I noticed something remarkable. Not only did my stress levels decrease, but my ability to handle challenging situations actually increased. This is the real promise of these 7 secrets. They don't just help you manage stress, they help you grow stronger through it. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. These secrets give you the tools to react with wisdom, grace, and inner strength. Before we wrap up, let me give you a simple way to start implementing these secrets today. Choose just one principle, perhaps the distinction between what you can and cannot control, and practice it intentionally for 1 day. Notice how it affects your stress levels. Then gradually add the other principles, one by one, building your own inner citadel. Remember, these aren't just theoretical ideas. They're practical tools that have been tested and refined over thousands of years. They've helped people navigate everything from personal setbacks to running empires, and they can help you too. As you go forward from this video, remember what Marcus Aurelius wrote. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. You now have 7 powerful secrets for improving the quality of those thoughts, and by extension, the quality of your life. Thank you for staying with me through this exploration of ancient wisdom. If you found value in these secrets, share them with someone who might benefit. And remember, building your inner citadel is a journey. Take it one step at a time, but take it consistently. Until next time, this is your name, reminding you that true peace isn't found in the absence of stress, but in the presence of wisdom.